Hi everybody, it's Danielle with Inspire Me to DIY, and today we're going to make a door hanger. Do you know what a door hanger is? I did not know what a door hanger is up until about a year ago. And what it is it's something that you, of course, hang on your door, but it is not a wreath. So the one that I have come up with today is this Hello Pumpkin door hanger. You like it, Carl? Carl likes it. We're gonna, I have two doors on my front door. I have double doors. I don't have any other way to say that. So I needed to make two. So this is the first one I made, our buddy. And I'm gonna make another one that matches it. I had a lot of trial and error on this one. I found out I'm not a bow maker. There is no way I know how to make a bow, and I think I broke every bow rule there ever was, if there's bow rules, on making this because it's pretty much hot glued together. So I'm not going to show you how to make a bow today, but I am going to show you the rest of it. I have a Minwax Pecan Stain, and then I have my Kills Dark Wax. And I did both of them. This is the pecan and this is the dark wax, if you can see it. And this was after 3 coats of the pecan, and it's still really light. I don't think this is what I want to go with because it looks too orange to me. So I am going to go with the dark wax. You used to be able to get this. You used to be able to get this at Walmart, and they do not sell it anymore. So I had to go on Amazon to get this. And let me show you, I've had it for a good long time, and I still have quite a bit left. This will last years and years. So, and I think it was like $7. So it is a really good deal. I use it on a lot of my projects. So we are going to start with my Hello Pumpkin, and I did this on the computer. I downloaded fonts for it. This pumpkin is font, it's called Autumn, and believe it or not, the hello is called Autumn Moon. So I saw a theme there. I download as many free fonts as I can from Pinterest. Once you download it to your computer, you can pretty much use it on anything. And so I like a lot of different fonts. The Word program that you get originally has a lot of fonts, but not a lot of decorative fonts and the fonts that I want for different things. So I downloaded them on my computer. And then if you have a Cricut machine, you can use any of those fonts through your Cricut machine and cut out your letters. I do have a Cricut machine, but I don't show any projects from it because I want to do things that pretty much everybody can do. And this is something everybody can do. So after I've printed this off, and if you don't have a printer, find a friend with a printer or go to the library, and I think it's like 10 cents to have it printed out. Maybe a little more. It's been a long time since I've been to the library. All I did was I took a pencil, scribbled across the back. And see, I didn't make big scribbles. I just scribbled where my letters are. Okay, this is going to be my poor man's carbon paper. I learned this in high school, believe it or not, in my art class. So this is what we're going to do today. I'm going to try, let's see if I bring it up like that, you can see it better. I am going to try to center it as best I can. Try to make it match. That's hard when you're making 2 of them and you want them to match. And I was thinking it probably would have been really cute to have hello on one and pumpkin on the other, but I didn't think that far ahead. So maybe for Christmas I'll do something like that. I'm even thinking about taking maybe a little bit smaller circle and doing something and putting it in the center of my Christmas wreath. I think that would be stunning. I love these. I name it cheaters. So let's start with our poor man's carbon paper after I throw the pencil on the floor. Thank you, Carl. Good boy. And I'm just going to trace around my letters. I taped it down good because you don't want to get part way and then it shifts on you and then the rest of your letters are a little wonky. So I'll just do a real quick run around. Now, normally after I get my letters done, I like to outline them with a Sharpie marker, even if I'm not going to paint them in with black paint. And I like to do that because it shows like the outline of the letters and it makes it pop more. But the problem with using this wood, and I think it's a balsa wood, it's very, very dry. So when I touched it with the marker, it bled. I don't know if you can see that on here because I covered it up with orange paint because it was so dark. I wanted to brighten it somehow, and I still might do it a second time around with a little white. I'm not sure. Okay, I had to see where I stopped. I get to talking and then I can't remember where I was. I love all things fall. Anybody that has watched my videos can kind of know I love all things fall and Christmas and 4th of July. So I think this is going to be the final touch on my front doors. I had to give them a little refresh this year because the sun here, even though my doors are not in direct sunlight, the heat and the sun here really fades your paint. And my doors are painted black, so I had to kind of give them a little touch up because they were turning a little gray, as all old things do, I guess, huh? Carl's even getting gray around his nose. Get to be an old man. All right. Almost done with my hello. See how fast this goes? You just kind of loosely draw around your letters. And by loosely, I mean you use a good amount of pressure, but it doesn't have to follow exact because I'm going to be able to clean it up with my paintbrush. I am going to have to paint all these letters instead of using my marker because the paint does not bleed. And I am using an Apple Barrel, just multi-surface black. This is a satin. Most of their paints are matte, but that one is a satin and it seems to flow pretty good for this project. I made my other door hanger this morning. I know nothing like waiting until the last minute. I made it this morning to see how it was going to turn out, and I'm pretty happy with it, except for the fact that it seems a little dark. And next to my black doors, I don't know if it's going to pop how I want it to. So I think if I had to do this all over again, I might do it in like a white and make it pop a little bit more, or maybe just a bright, paint the wood white and do a bright orange on my letters. Good morning, Betty. How's it going? You like this project? Sometimes I keep my projects secret and I don't even tell my closest friends like Miss Betty here because I want her to be surprised as everybody else. And we have Bible studies here on Friday nights, and I have usually what I'm going to do for the next day laid out, but I've been very careful to kind of hide it from the girls so they can all be surprised when they see the video. Okay, you know what? I think I might do a blog post on how to download fonts to your computer. I do that so often, and I just assume that people know how to do that. But I think I might just do a little blog post on that for anybody that's interested. They can go there and go, oh, all right. It's super simple, but a lot of times people just don't realize. And it's not anything I've ever been able to do on my phone. I do have Word on my phone and Excel, but I've never been able to download fonts on my phone. So if that's all you have to work with is your phone, I'm sorry, I don't know how to do that. And I've never tried it on a tablet, but I'm assuming it's pretty close to how you do it on my laptop. Okay. Now hopefully I didn't leave any of my lines out, because since I used this template for my other one, I already have pencil lines drawn around my letters, so I don't know which. If you're using one for the first time, you can tell where your pencil line stopped, but I can't on this one. So the church down the road from us finally have all their pumpkins out, and they're selling them, and I just can't wait to get there, because I usually get my pumpkins from there. It's the only pumpkin patch I know around, and it's a good fundraiser for the church, and I'm always all about that. I mean, Walmart and Publix, our grocery store, they all have stuff like that, but it's nice when you can support a fundraiser. Lord knows I've been in a ton of fundraisers. I used to be a director of a baton group, and if you know what a baton group is, you totally feel me, but it's usually little girls, 5 years old and up, and twirling a baton. They learn really good skills in it. They learn leadership. They learn how to work under pressure, because we get judged in parades and stuff like that, and they get to go up the ranks in leadership being in the little girls' baton group. So I have no idea where I'm going with this story. Okay, so, well, I was in a little girls' baton group. I'm sure I'll figure it out when I rewatch the video and go, oh, yeah, that's what I was talking about. Wow. Okay, then. Do you know what I was talking about, Betty? Was it about downloading fonts? It could have been, because I did a lot of artwork for the baton group. Fundraisers. I remembered. Oh my God, don't ever get old. Just don't do it. It's a trap. Okay, so fundraisers, little girls baton group. My little girls would stand out there with their can to raise money for new uniforms in front of Walmart, in front of the banks, in front of the post office, the grocery stores. So I know my share of fundraising. So that's why I like to buy pumpkins. Wow, I went all the way around the block and came back. That's why I get my pumpkins from fundraisers. Okay, I think, yes, I am done with that part. Let's look. Well, it's really light, so it's going to be hard to see. Okay, normally I would fill this in with a Sharpie marker if you're just joining me, but I cannot, because it bleeds, and it bled all over the one that I did earlier, and I kind of had to cover it up a little bit. So we're going to do this one with paint. Paint and coffee. And what I am using is a number 6 round. I have a bunch of number 6s, but this one happens to have a really nice tip on it. And I'm going to share something with you. Normally, especially for my live videos, I will put my paint on a paper plate. But if you notice, when I'm all done, I still have this big glob of paint, and I throw it away. That is a huge waste. I don't like to waste anything if I can help it. So what I have been doing, mixing up my paint really good, is I have put a little in the cap, and I use that, and then I'm able to pour it back in to the container. This way I only have a small amount of paint that I'm working with. It's not getting all over me or the paper plate. I'm going to sit it over here. Now when you start to paint, make sure, if you're right-handed, make sure you start left to right. Opposite if you're left-handed, because otherwise, if I'm starting over here and I still have to paint over here, now I got my hand right in the paint. Don't want to do that. And on this, you can turn it around and do a whole bunch of things with it, and I would suggest that. Now, if your pencil lines, I'm going to use my paper plate to put my brush on. If your pencil lines aren't as dark as you want them to be, or maybe you forgot to fill something in, you can go through it. Let me do this O because some of it didn't copy. Okay, so, whoops. You will see how I penciled that O in so it's a little darker? You can do the whole thing if you want, because if you have a white eraser, and I didn't bring my white eraser out, you can erase those pencil lines if they still show before you put the wax on. Okay. So I am just going to start out. I feel like Bob Ross. I have his hair. So it's like, oh, you do this and you put in some happy trees and all that fun stuff. All right. I have a fan going because I need it to dry my paint so I can do my wax over it all in one video. Now see how I turned this over so it is close to my arm, but I am going to turn it back around before I paint anything down the line here. Trust me, I totally have had my share of putting my hand in the paint and then tracking it all over my piece of, my project or my piece of artwork. Not a good thing. Very hard to cover up black if you have it smeared all over. But this being wood, you might be able to sand it off. Who knows? What I like about doing things like this is it's relaxing, because I know that if I make a mistake on something, I can fix it, no matter what it is. You can, like with this wood, you can sand over it and start again. You can paint the whole thing white a few coats, start again. There's a whole bunch of ways to cover up mistakes. You can make a ribbon and like stick it over your letters so nobody sees it. It's just nothing to get totally stressed out about. I know that craft supplies are expensive and you don't want to ruin something and spend a lot of money doing it. But if it's not fun, what's the point, right? I do my lives and I do these projects because I think they're extremely fun, and I really enjoy spending my Saturdays like this. I love talking to everybody, and I really miss it when I don't do it. Okay. There are so many ways that you can dress up your house for the holidays, or for company coming over, or for just yourself because you like a pretty house. Now, if I lived alone, I probably would have a lot of feminine touches in my house. A lot of the rose golds and the pinks, and this the real dusty pinks. But I don't live alone, and I don't want my husband to not feel comfortable in his own home, so I decorate different. I decorate coastal, because that's my big love is coastal. So that's and that can be for a man or a woman. But now in his office, because my husband works from home, he's got his football, he's got his pictures, he's got a whole bunch of things that is just for him. And I think it's kind of important to have a space that's just yours. And of course, for ladies, most of that space is the whole house, other than the man cave. All right. Oh, I'm almost halfway done with hello already. It's going pretty quickly. Oops, turn it this way so I don't get my hand in it. Okay. Some of these lines, everything kind of depends on your brush. If you don't have a good brush that's giving you the lines you want, this is going to be a real daunting task to get it right. But my mom always used to say you're only as good as your tools, which I never understood what she meant by that until I've worked really, really hard on something because I didn't have the right things to use. And how much easier it is when you do. This project probably cost, I got these circles, I think there were 12 of them for $12. So they're $1 a piece. And then all my ribbon came from Dollar Tree. So I got 2 ribbons for $1. 2 bows, I should say, because I used, 2 bows for $2 because I used 2 different kinds of ribbon in there. And then I have these sparkly little orange pumpkins that were also Dollar Tree, and my rope on the back, Dollar Tree. So 2, 3, under $5 I have a door hanger, and I think it's probably close to $8 for both of them. So you go and you find something like this at Hobby Lobby already done, or online or whatever, where Etsy. I love to shop on Etsy, and I think it's great to support small businesses. But man, there are some things on there where I will see something like this for $50. No. Even if I didn't know how to make this, I would not pay $50 for it. But the first impression that anybody gets of your home when they come to visit is the front door, right? Or whatever door they come through, usually the front door. That kind of sets the theme for this is what my house is going to be like when you come in. You don't want your first impression to look like, just a junky first impression. Clean up the front, pressure wash, do whatever it is you need to do. And you can do it so cheaply. They have beautiful rugs that you can put out by your front door that are a couple of dollars each. They even have those at Big Lots. Couldn't think of the name. Stuff like that. You can dress it up for any holiday too. Just buy pretty throw rugs and little odds and ends out there. Now with my double doors, I kind of have to spend a little extra because if I want to do both doors the same, or I want something on the outside of each of my doors, like a topiary or potted plant, something. I kind of have to have 2 of everything if I want it symmetrical. Goodness, this O is just a little challenging. Kind of looks like an E. I have the knack of finding really difficult fonts at times to recreate. And it's like, why didn't I just get something easy? Oh, I love it. I love it. Okay. Get my fan to dry that a little bit. Now we're going to do pumpkin. And if I had to do it all over again, I think I would do my pumpkin in orange. And I even had an orange picked out, and it's called Pumpkin Patch from Americana. I like their paints also. They're a little bit more expensive. Well, a lot more expensive than Apple Barrel. And I don't really see where they're any different quality. What you need, buddy? You need to go outside? Every week. All right, let's do it. Here you go. Good boy. Okay. Real life happens here every day. Between laundry, which laundry's going through right now, and you'll probably hear it beeping a little bit. But Saturdays are laundry, grocery shopping, football. Saturday's always football. Gotta have that. And cleaning up outside. I have a cleaning chart that I have on my blog. You can look it up, where I do a different room every day, or if it's rooms I don't use a lot, I'll do a couple of rooms a day. But if you keep up with that cleaning chart, your house is always clean, and it takes about a half hour a day. So I do it right when I come home from my 9 to 5, do my housework, but then on Saturdays, everything outside. So that's going on today also. Now I noticed even painting this and not using the marker, can you see that letter P, how it's bleeding? It's kind of bleeding into the wood a little bit. Yeah. Helen, yes, I know. It's not the painting that scares me, painting in this shirt. It's the dark wax, so we'll see how that goes. I don't know. I guess I didn't think that one through. We'll see, though. I do have I do have painting clothes. When I paint the house, the walls and stuff, I have a pair of jeans and a t-shirt that is just covered in with every paint job I've ever done, whether it was in Ohio or here. That is the same clothing that I used, and it's kind of funny because I can look at it and go, oh, this was the bathroom in Ohio, and this was the outside of the house, and so they're kind of nostalgic, and maybe I should take a piece of it and frame it. This is my painting pants and painting shirt. But did you ever notice, like, when you're covered in paint and you run out of something and you have to go to Lowe's or Home Depot to get more paint or painting supplies, whatever you're doing, and you're covered in paint, that's when you see everybody you've ever met in your whole life. There they are. But if you go and you're all cleaned up and you look good, you don't see anybody. It's like, that's always been the thing I've noticed the most. I'm like, oh, hi. Yes, you can come in. All right. Watch out. Let Mama sit. Okay. We're out. We're back in. All we need now is a drink and a bedtime story. All right. Well, I'm hoping it is running a little bit. I'm wondering that if I do this again, if I maybe prime the wood with, but then the grain of the wood doesn't show through. And I don't know how it looks if you paint over the wax. So I'm thinking I will try that at a different time. And if it works, I'll let you guys know, but it's not something I wanted to try for the first time on a live video. Okay. Gotta hold your mouth just right. Oh, that looks good. All right. So I'm hoping to go to the pumpkin patch today. And with the heat here, if you get a pumpkin to display outside now, it doesn't last very long. So you have to get them in stages. Like if I'm having company today, oh yes, the whole front would be all pumpkins, and then they'll die off, and I'll have to wait till the next time I either entertain, or for Halloween I like to put a bunch out. And the kids really get a kick out of it. I like to carve I'm kind of a G-rated Disney kind of girl, so nothing scary at my house. I'll carve happy or goofy looking faces on them, and I don't want to scare small children. There's too much in life that does that already. Wow, I'm almost halfway done with this. It's not. I still have glue on here from another project, so it's not sliding like I'd want it to. I usually have projects going all the time. Right now I'm in the middle of a sewing project. I'm in the middle of making stuff for a Christmas bazaar that my friend and I are in. I am in the middle of stuff around the house. It's just I always have stuff going, but I always clean up. I don't leave my projects lay all over the place. So my sewing stuff is all put away until I want to go and finish that. So we're looking at buying a new Christmas tree this year. I am super excited about it. I was talking with some of my friends last night about it. My Christmas tree, we used to have a live Christmas tree. For the longest time I can remember, we had a live Christmas tree. But then we started going artificial, and I got this beautiful tree. And you know, those pencil trees are what's really in now, and I'm not a big fan of those. But this one is 7 foot, and it's got to be 6 foot wide, 5 or 6 foot wide. It's just very full, and I love it. But no, it's not pre-lit because it was before the pre-lit days. But every branch has to be fluffed and put in separately. You put in a row of branches and then you do all the lights. And then you put in a row of branches and you do all the lights. It is a full day. A lot of work. Your fingers hurt when you're done. They're black from you know, messing with all the branches and everything. And then it's only a 7 foot tree, and I have 10 foot ceilings. So I built a 1.5 foot, maybe 2 foot platform that we have to put the tree all together on the floor, because that way you don't have to climb up too high. But then everything has to be lifted and moved onto this platform. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, and you lose branches, you lose the base. I mean, it's a 2 to 3 person job always. So we were talking about getting an actual new Christmas tree, maybe one with lights on it. That would be so great. Although I'm sure I'll still want to put more on because last year I had 2,000 lights on my tree. I think our grid kind of like dimmed a little bit every time I turned the tree on. I love it. So I might still, I kind of messed up that K. Oh well. I still might want to put lights on it, but I want one that just comes together easy. And I really like the flock trees that look like snow, but from what I've heard, the snow doesn't last a long time from year to year, and it makes a mess. And that is, I think, why we got out of having a real tree, because it makes such a mess. And the tree that we have, oh my goodness, it's got to be almost 20 years old. So it owes us nothing. It has definitely paid for itself, and I don't remember what we paid for it, but it was expensive for the time. But man, I've been looking at the trees now, and whew, might have to get out a small loan just to buy one. I'd like it to be a nice one that lasts. It might not last 20 years, but lasts long enough, you know. And I have I have 5 Christmas trees. But this one is the main tree, the one that's right in the front window the one that all the family ornaments go on, the important tree. The rest of them, I have one that's all coastal, that's outside. I have one that's all kind of like LL Bean style with the plaids in the guest room, and I have one in our bedroom that is kind of the rose golds and lots of more Victorian looking. And then my fifth tree is in the kitchen area, and that's got a lot of kitchen sort of stuff on it. So with all of my trees, this one is the big one. And I would like to take our old tree and donate it to either Goodwill or someplace that would like to use it. It's still a really good tree. It's just a lot of work, and I would like a new one. Who knows? We might still keep this one up another year. We'll see. Okay, 2 more letters. Hopefully my paint is drying fast enough, and we can get to waxing. I'm not sure if you guys can hear the fan. It's got a little hum to it. Hopefully not. All right. I would like this door hanger to be able to be seen from the street. We're not real far back off the road, but and we get a fair amount of traffic that comes by because it's the main thoroughfare through our subdivision. But I would like it to be seen from the street. We'll see. All right, I just have my N. Now you can, the beauty of this is you don't have to use the fonts that I used for my letters. You can do, they have a Disney font that looks so cool. You could use that. You could use scary looking fonts if you wanted to do a Halloween one. There's all different things that you can use to make it personal. And it doesn't have to say Hello Pumpkin. I mean, I've been on Pinterest enough to know that they have them for all different things. All right, one more letter. And my shirt is still clean. Yay. Are you staring at me, Carl? Are you? Okay, here's my Hello Pumpkin. I love the way it turns out. The part that I said I think I screwed up on the letter is the top of the K. See how it's a little curvy? It's kind of funky. But that's probably something that only I'm going to see. I'm holding it up in front of the fan right now, trying to dry it a little bit so I can put my wax on. But see, this way I did not waste any paint. It can go right back on the top of my container. Shake it up a little bit. And there I am. All right, let's dry it. Dry. Right now at Dollar Tree, they have an amazing assortment of plaid and autumn colored ribbons for $1. Now I had to buy, there's not a lot of ribbon on the spool, so you kind of have to buy a couple. But don't look at this one real close because it's pieced together and glued and wired and everything else. That's why I made it ahead of time and I'm not showing you on the video because, y'all, it's scary. And I might have even cried a little bit. All right, let's see how the K, the I, and the N is the only thing that has to dry, so not bad. Also, at Dollar Tree, if I can, they have, I'm going to hold this up, they have glitter pumpkins, and I think there's 5 of them for $1. And I got 2 different kinds in my bag here because that's what I'm going to use for this project. But I bought a lot of bags because I plan on using them for a whole bunch of different things. And there is no other place in the world you can buy these 5 for $1, that cheap. I was so excited when I went in there because the one that I go to frequently has a lot of holiday and craft supplies. Also, I don't know if you knew this, but at Dollar Tree, they have greeting cards, like birthday cards and stuff like that. 2 for $1. I stock up on them like crazy because they're really nice cards. It's something that you would see at a CVS or Walgreens or wherever you buy greeting cards. They're like $5 and $6. These are 50 cents a piece and really nice. All right. I am going to do the wax first, and then I'm going to do my orange around the letters, or maybe I won't do the orange around the letters. I did it on this one just to try to make it pop a little bit, and I don't know if, well, I guess you can kind of see it. And I might do this one at a later date, but I want to do the wax on here so you can see what it looks like. All right. Come on. Oh, I did get a little on my thumb. Don't want to. Oh, because I got it on my finger too. I do not want to transfer that onto my project. I'm a mess. Go. All right. Are you dry? No. Well, booger. I am going to put my glasses on. See if I can take, because it's pooling just a little. If I can take that off. Basically only in those 3 spots. Yeah, I messed up my K a little bit. That K, I've messed it up in 2 places now. But from the street, you won't see it. And if I get too bugged up about it, I can always fix it with something else. Okay. Well, I am going to take this paper towel and put it over here because I don't want to mix it with my stain or my wax and smear it across my project. Okay, so let's try a little of this wax. Ugh. And I have used this wax for, oh geez, over a year. And I still have most of it left. Now what I do is I just kind of dab it to get a bunch on there. And I'm going to dab a little more. There we go. To get a bunch on there. And then I'm just going to sweep it across. And the beauty of this, I don't need glasses for this. The beauty of this is you can get it even just by going back over it and over it and over it. It won't get clumpy. And I do the edges, and I didn't do the back on this one, but I am going to because this wax also is a protectant against the weather. So I kind of want to protect my project because it is wood and it will be outside. Let's see. I suppose I should put it down here where you can see it, and I do have it on my board. That's okay. Oh good, that paint is dry enough. I did not smear it. Let me, while I'm thinking about it, let me plug in my glue gun. Otherwise, it won't be ready when we need it because I'm going to glue my bow on there. And if you're just tuning in, let me talk to you about this bow. I did it ahead of time because it was a mess. I am not a bow maker. I found that out today. Made me cry a little. But I've always noticed that the bows I've made before were just the ones that you cut and piece together. I can do those all day long. And if you look at any of my other projects, you'll see those are the bows that I did. But today I really wanted to do a fancy bow because my inspiration piece from Pinterest, oh my gosh, the bow was amazing. It looked fabulous. I am making a mess. And I wanted my bow to look like that. My bow looks nothing like that. I couldn't get it to look like a bow, so I wound up, there's more wire and glue on that bow than there is in anything else in my house. There's a line across there, but that is a flaw in the wood, so that is nothing I have any control over, but I don't think it looks bad. Actually, I like that. I like the little imperfections. All right. So I got my 2 door hangers. Let's put our bow on. I'm going to put my wax away because I already got it everywhere. Still got a clean shirt. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Okay, let's get this out of here. Along with this, hopefully my glue gun is firing up. Oh, yep, we're good to go. All right, I put an exorbitant amount of glue on my bow to get it to stick. So let's do that. Put a whole big squeeze of it. One pull on the trigger. Let's see, do I have it sort of in the middle? I do. And I'll just stand here and hold it. And it covers up the word hello a little bit, but so does my other one. I didn't work that one out too well. Get my piece of rope over here. This rope, I got a big spool of it, and I think it was at Hobby Lobby or Joann Fabrics, one of them, because I like the thicker twine as the hanger on the back of this. All right, now while I'm holding it, I'm going to get out one of my pumpkins. And on my other one, I used a spotted one for the center, so I kind of want to do that again. Y'all, oh my gosh, aren't these adorable? These are so cute. Oh, come back here. All right, so that's going to go in the center, and then I have 2 just glitter orange pumpkins, one on each side, and we'll do those. Okay. And I had to put a whole bunch of glue on these because they're styrofoam, and I think it melts the styrofoam just slightly. The hot glue does. Get my glue strings off. Oh, I can't wait to see what these are going to look like hung up. They're going to be so darn cute. People are going to say, oh my God, did you pay $50 for those? And I'll say, oh, no. Etsy has a lot of absolutely beautiful things. Don't get me wrong. I love a lot of their stuff. But then they also have the people that want to charge an arm and a leg. And I understand some things that when you make it, it takes a good long time to make it. And you do want to get paid for your time. But something like this, I mean, what? We've been working 48 minutes. Not bad. And I'm almost done. So, no, I would not charge $50 for this. How did I do that? I want to kind of do them the same. Okay. Get this one over here. And let them set for a minute. Ah, hot. Hot, hot. Stuck my finger right in it. All right. I have fluffed and fluffed and fluffed my bows, and I still can't get them to look fabulous. Okay. Oh my gosh, got my little pumpkins on there. Now, if this was like a bigger circle, I could have a much bigger, elaborate, just stuff up there. We can have greenery, like for Christmas. You could make it look like a Christmas ornament, or you could do a gigantic bow. Look at him stuck all over on it, and have greenery and acorns and whatever else coming out of it. I don't know. It's talking, just talking. All right. Everything is done but my door hanger, and I think I will do that at a later date because I don't want to tip this up too much because it's not dry. But let's take a look. These are going to be on my doors. So I'll scoot back. I love them. They look pretty close, don't you think? And it took under an hour to make one. So for 2 hours, you can have them both done if you have double doors, or even have them hanging in your house. I love these. And for like $8 for the two of them. Not bad. You can decorate your house on a budget. You can make it beautiful. You can personalize it and make it all your own. And if it's important to you to live in, to me, it's very important to live in a very comfortable, cozy home that when I come home from my day that's crazy with everything in the world, I can come home and enjoy my house. I don't want to be a slave to my house to where I'm cleaning all the time, or it's a mess and I look around and it makes me feel bad. By cleaning my house a little every day and getting it done, it's always pretty, and it is everything that I've made, and I absolutely love it. So if you love this project, pin it to your page so you can refer to it later. Sprinkle it all over Facebook so your friends can see it, and maybe they would like to make one too. Hey, Mary Ellen, it's Mary Ellen Eve. Tomorrow's her birthday, so everybody give a shout out to Mary Ellen for her birthday. I love personal holidays. They're like my favorite. So I hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you next Saturday, if not before. Come over and check out my page and see all the different projects that we're doing and all the fun that we're having. So love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. See you next week. Bye.